Viewer discretion is advised.
You're trying to achieve something, but then you just have all these opinions and people looking at you, and the more you try and do something, the more people are going to hate on you.
Mandate.
Hey, welcome to Mandate, where we navigate fresh perspectives and nothing's off the table. Tonight we have two guests, and one needs no introduction. This guy is an amazing businessman, entrepreneur, very motivational, and also a man who's a man of his word. And so he's a brilliant sushi maker. He's a creator, but also the man is also from Korea, Richie from Korea. And the next guest, our other guest, is Richie from 275 Mangere. Yeah, 275 Mangere and Tamaki Makoto. He's a proud Kiwi, but also one of the sons of Samoa. He's very multi-talented, a man who's very athletic, a man who has countless accolades, boxing accolades internationally and nationally, and also the former WBO heavyweight champion of the world. Please put your hands together. Give it up for Lupe Soliai, Lauli Olemale Toa, Joseph Parker, and Bruce Lee. Man, hey, Usos, hey, thank you so much, brothers, for coming. I know there's a bit of a tight schedule. I know you guys are very busy, but thank you, Joseph, and also thank you once again, Bruce. And so, just before we kind of dive into the conversation, brothers, because you guys seem quite tight, and so I'm just sitting here wondering, hey, how did this relationship come about? How did you guys get together and form this brilliant relationship, Joseph and Bruce?
Bruce, he's my cousin.
Yeah, we are same father. Same father.
Bad start. How did we meet, Bruce? It was
I'm asking my dad. My dad say, my dad been to Samoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well, I think I was doing an interview. Was it an interview at Māori TV?
Yeah. We have an interview. We 10 years ago we meet Māori TV for the Hyundai Code.
Oh,
that's right.
That's the first time we meet.
wow.
And he came. You were supplying the sushi as well.
Yeah. I'm supplying for
everyone...
the sushi and some. I have a film to some broken for the stone. I have a. Did you see that?
No, this is.
Yeah.
News to me.
It's a long time ago.
But that's where we met, at the back.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. At the time, you guys champion, eh? Not champion.
Not
at the time.
champion, no.
Yes.
Just starting off.
Yeah, starting. So Parker and me. When I meet him, this guy have a very humble and a very good guy. Because I have many business. I have many meet for the other people. When you meet, he's nice guy. And after then, I'm contacting him, and then we meet together. And at the time, I have a radio and then New FM. So I want to invite him to him. I want to help him for him.
Yeah. And Bruce has always been good from the start. Since I met him, kept in touch. Every time I go to the shop, looks after myself and the family. Wow. And I actually went to the shop this morning. I took my kids there, and I say, "Hey, girls, what do you want?" And so he supports me, and I support him. And this is great sushi. www.bruceleesushi.co.nz.
Quick plug in for the man.
Yeah, we are selling very well one of the one punch noodle and one punch roll. And Parker and John Parker.
That's our roll.
Do you know the John
Special
Parker?
roll.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Oh, he's a handsome guy, strong guy, Yeah. Maybe John Parker is better than Parker? No.
Listen, he can be. There's other fighters out there that can be way better than me.
Oh, okay. John Parker is have a game in October, right?
Yeah, he's training for a fight that's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
But yeah, we're very close with Bruce, myself and John.
Yeah.
And even my mom, she really likes Bruce.
Yeah, Parker mom like a funky noodle, like a spicy noodle. She always order for them.
but it does, because I think we caught up last time, Bruce, and you talk real kindly about. You had a lot of good words about Joseph, and I could tell that you guys were quite close, and even now, but just before the cameras were on, just your chemistry as friends, and so that's so cool that you guys are there's a pack of brothers from different nationalities come together and
be one, right?
Be one, yeah. And so I think if we kind of go back to your boxing, Joseph, and I know you've come across different people in your journey thus far, but what's been one of the highlights in terms of obviously we talk about the boxing, you being in the ring, but what's been one of the highlights in terms of meeting different people and different people or different men from different walks?
What I find with boxing is you get to meet a lot of people, and I love meeting everyone and anyone. It's not just a person with a name or someone who's achieved this and achieved that. And you know, if I go down the road and see someone, I want to talk to someone, or just I like making friends, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, boxing has given me the ability to make a lot of friends around the world, and I keep in touch with a lot of friends around the world, and it's really opened my eyes to different cultures as well. You know, traveling around the world, meeting people, seeing different cultures, experiencing different foods in different countries, and I've met some famous people, and you know, The Rock.
Yeah,
you know, I was sort of starstruck when I met The Rock. I was like, what do I say? You know, and his arm was 2 times bigger than my arm. I was like, what?
wow.
How do you like? Because now you're at a stage of your career where you're a household name, and like you know how you meet people like The Rock, and you're starstruck. But there's people that meet you and get starstruck, and so like, and then there's people that just want to be friends with you because of your name. How do you navigate through that, knowing who's for you and who's not for you? Obviously, you got someone like Bruce that met you before
I achieved a lot.
So it's cool that he's still alongside you and you keep him close. Yeah. How do you?
I think I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Yeah.
And I can distinguish who's there just for the hype.
Yeah.
And when things are going well, and who's there from the beginning, or who's there genuinely wants to be there to help and support. And I think that's one of the good things that I have, is being able to judge people. Not judge, but judge your character.
Yeah.
You know?
Was there any hard lessons along the way, like where you misjudged it, or when you went through your lowest points and you looked around? Like,
when I went through the lowest points and I looked around, I had the close people that I have now, even now, with me. And the people that had my back and the people that really loved me for me were there, you know. And I mean, and even the group is still the same now, so it's great that I keep the group very close and quite small.
Wow.
But there's always room to bring in more people. You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Didn't
you
have to-
listen. So training tomorrow starts at 6:30 a.m.
I'll be there.
Hey Bruce, keep the group small. You know, tight group, family, friends, but the ones that love you and support you, and most of all, your parents. You know, my parents are the best.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey.
But this guy's personality like that. Sometimes he come to my place. He's if you come to New Zealand, he may come to with the kid. But if you he's a big fan waiting for the outside. He want to take photo or something. I see that. I know the many famous people, but some people like no humble like that. But this guy is different. Like a hugging, take photo, and the joke together, something like that. Something like someone very hard to close to Parker, but when you talk, it's different. It's a very warm heart. Very nice guy.
Like what he was saying, when I met The Rock, I was starstruck. So when people really support me, I would try and make them feel welcome. You know, give them. Listen, if you give someone time, that's all they want. It's just a bit of time. Even if it's a minute, 5 minutes, whatever it is, it's time, right? Talking, chatting, you know, and just and you might be able to change someone's life or the day if they're having a bad day.
That's cool. And does that go through your mind when are you aware of that when you're coming across like fans and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, like I said, I love meeting people. So when I meet fans or supporters, just give everyone time, because it's only a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
When's the most annoying time?
The hardest time is when I'm trying to look after that kid and then that kid's running that kid.
It's a busy man. Busy man.
Hey, nice to meet. Hey, wait. Oh, that's the only hard time. It's not annoying. It's just a hard time because you're trying to watch all the kids and
He got a 4 kid.
Yeah.
4 kids. Yeah. Blessing.
So 4 girls here.
4 girls.
You know I have 2 daughters. He got a 4 kid. When you the man, the more strong, more daughter.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, see?
So
Yeah.
you think Bradley? What do you think about Bradley?
Our production guys got 6 boys.
You need more ginger, brother.
Oh man. Hey Joseph, because something that's really really interesting, Joseph, because you seem like you're very, very humble, and like Bruce have already alluded to it. You're very humble, very kind of real, kind of not gentle spirit, but very humble, very astute. And so some people I think, man, might take it the wrong way. Just if you're in the ring, you're fighting, you're a boxer. But how does that humility that you have and the respect that you have, does it kind of for you on the ring? Does it switch off? Is there like a switch off button when you're in the ring? And it's like, oh, it's no time for me. It's just time to kill right now. How's that
it's
work?
the humility comes from obviously upbringing. Parents brought me up in a good way. The church that I belong to, and also just the way that I am. And my mum said to me, just son, in your boxing career, just be yourself and don't try and pretend to be anyone else. If I don't talk a lot of crap because I can't, and that's not me. And if I did try, it'll be fake. And so just I think going into the ring, it's I have been people have said that maybe I'm too nice and I should have a better switch in the ring. But it's I've learned, whatever I practice in training and in sparring is what I'm going to do in the ring. So now with the new team that I have with Tyson Fury and say Andy Lee and John and by my side all the time, I'm practicing exactly what I'm going to do in the ring in sparring. So that's shoving them around, pushing them around. That's throwing big shots. Whereas in the past, I didn't really practice what I said I would do.
Wow.
And I didn't realize I wasn't doing it. I thought I was doing everything right, but I wasn't. Until I, with this new team, I finally realized that I wasn't doing everything right.
Wow.
And I was saying it, but I wasn't doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And so obviously when you went with Tyson Fury and the new coach and the new training staff, was it kind of like a real time of enlightenment for you? Like the light bulb went on, like, oh man.
It was all new when I left Kevin, and I was with Kevin for 8 years, and I thought to myself, in 8 years, there's nothing more out there that could help me, or because I was so fixated on this training camp, and this was just what I was doing there was the right way. And then when I left that environment and joined a new team, I just, and it took time, but I just sort of realized, man, a lot of fights I was overtraining, I was doing too much work, I was doing too much, there was too much stress on my body, and I had no energy to fight. I wasn't eating the right foods, I wasn't resting enough. I wasn't doing enough recovery. So all these things, now that I've learned this, I want to pass it on to other fighters. Like I've helped John a bit with a bit of advice, but any fighters on this side of the world, I want to help put them on the world stage because we have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga, all the islands, but we just don't have the right pathway or direction to put them on the world stage.
Wow.
I was lucky and fortunate that I had my parents and did a lot of meetings in the beginning of my career, and then also met David Higgins, who's been very, very good to me and looked after me along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Because a lot of the fighters we grew up watching, they're real aggressive, like Mike Tyson, David Tua.
David Tua, man.
And they
he
got
just
the
got inducted
story.
into the.
He's
the man.
Props
He
to
is
David
the man.
Tua.
Props
Yeah, he's
to
a nice
David Tua.
guy.
The AG. But these guys have the story where they've, like I've heard about David Tua, where the dad used to call out all the kids to come in, fight David, and if David lost, he'll get a hiding from his dad again.
Really?
And you sort of get this for the fans, but they get this impression that you need that
like a sort of hard upbringing, very hard.
Yeah, but whereas you modeled this humility, this humble guy that came from
I came from a loving family. Yeah, I grew up. Listen, John and I and my sister Elizabeth, we had the best upbringing.
Yeah.
Lots of love, lots of family activities, and just did everything together. Very big, supportive family.
Yeah,
That's cool.
They are very strong
But you are,
relationship family. Yeah.
And so what drives you in terms of when you get in the ring and like is there a switch for you, or is the motivation your family, or
I reckon, to be honest, the motivation before I became champion of the world, the motivation was to make my dad proud and make New Zealand proud and make Samoa proud.
Yeah.
And so I was doing it, and I was doing it for myself, but I was doing it more for other people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and then I achieved it, and then I had a big downfall where I started partying too much and going out, and I was still training but partying a lot. And then I was still fighting as well and underperforming because of this, of this whatever I was in. And then now nowadays I'm fighting for myself now, which is I feel like I have a lot more to give. I'm way more motivated, and I have more purpose, and more reason to fight. I fight for myself now, and I'm fighting for my family, my immediate family, my wife and my kids. And I want to set them up for the future. I want to, there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to be a pilot and.
Wow, man.
But yeah, so I'm fighting for myself now, which is I have 4 or 5 years left in boxing, and I'm going to give it everything I have. And I know I understand the sport a lot more now, and understand my body, understand training and eating. And with this understanding gives me excitement, because now I know what I'm doing.
Man, that's exciting, Joseph, because I know, like Bruce last time when he came on, he was talking about evolving, always challenging yourself. Hey, Bruce,
I come to last week.
Yeah. Oh no, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was talking about evolving, and I love the fact that you said because I can imagine all the pressure and all the expectation put on the whole nation on your shoulders, and even Samoa and your family.
Yeah.
All these people like, yeah, come on, and if you don't perform, people are like, yeah, and people can be quite cutthroat, Joseph.
Listen, there's a lot of support and a lot of people that love you, but there's also a lot of haters. And I think with the haters, you just gotta accept them and appreciate them, because they give you the drive to to prove them wrong, or to prove, you know what I mean. So haters, love you all.
The 4 or 5 years ago when I was a Dream, do you remember? When I was Dream, the Parker was president for the Samoa.
Wow.
Yeah. After that, next day I'm call him. So, and then Parker, you need more study, and because depends of the people, but Parker personality, and then this guy is he got a heaps money. Maybe you got a $25 now, eh? But this guy,
Nothing.
but someone close, he's hugging to is more respect for the someone. Do you remember 4 5 weeks ago I come here? I'm always talking about the respect to someone, respect my wife, respect the kid. He always respect. So when you dream, after that I'm talk to him you need a little bit more after training.
Academic,
you need to
right?
study
more, read
study more. I'm already talked to 4 years ago to him. Yeah, because
I have been studying since then.
my dream 99% correct.
Wow.
So you need more ginger.
Okay.
I was dream last night.
Man,
Show Bruce.
I'm just so cool.
but on the serious note, Joseph, because I know some of those comments. I know people say, "Oh, he's such a nice guy," and all the, like you're saying, a lot of expectation. But now you're fighting for yourself and for your family, which is awesome. And so, how did you kind of go through all those dark times?
Downside?
Yeah.
I had a real good supportive team around me, and even though they were there to help me and support me, I felt like I was alone.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had no help, or I couldn't I couldn't fix what I was going through. Just down, and just you drink and you do this and do that, and so I'm not perfect at all, far from it. But I think having that close group of people, my parents, my brother John, sister, my wife, I think when you have that great team around you, you can come out of anything, because they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And then it's yourself wanting to change and be better.
Oh, that's cool. Was there ever a time when you felt like, you know what, I just feel like quit, I just don't want to do boxing anymore?
Yeah, probably. It was after being world champion, and then when I went through that phase of just partying and not really caring about life, and like I did hit rock bottom. I felt like I did actually, It's like similar to what Tyson Fury went through, being champion of the world, and then all of a sudden he went on a 2 or 3 year bender. Whatever, 2 years, but mine wasn't, that wasn't, on that level, but I was going through similar things.
Wow. Is it because you felt like, hey, I'm the WBO champion now, don't really have to do anything now?
I think there was a feeling of, oh look, I've achieved what I'm aiming to achieve. What's next?
Yeah.
And then you just, you think if you go astray that you can always come back, but it just got worse and worse and worse. Wow. And then it's yourself. I think everyone can make change in yourself.
Of course.
It's great to have a team around you who help you, but if you don't make it yourself, and if you don't want to change and be better, then you can't.
Yeah.
This is all, and so I have a saying that the power comes from within, and I really believe it because the power does come from within. Every person has the power to change the direction of their life or the pathway. You know.
Oh man, that's
I
some
think
nuggets.
that's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
You know, that some of the boxer or some of the like sports people, they were when they was young, they are more powerful, more speed like that. After the more game damage for the body. But when you 20, 30, it's okay. But after 50, 60, it's different. So I'm worried about something. Boxing is many times damaging
Yeah,
to the
hit
brain.
the
too.
head.
Yeah, because some of my friend, he was a good boxer in Korea. But now he has a problem for the body, half a body.
Half stroke.
Yeah.
Stroke.
So I'm worried about him.
What I've said to my team, I have 4 or 5 years left in the sport. But if you ever see me take too much damage in a fight, or if I'm stuttering, or if I start slurring, or if I can't, do normal things that I do on a daily basis, then please advise me to stop.
Yeah.
And I believe the team around me will do that if they had to do it. You know,
That's good.
Yeah, nice thing.
When you're talking about when you're going through your lows, like, what was the moment that made you switch? Like, oh man, I need to get out of this.
It's when I had my daughter, and then I became a father, and then I thought, and I want to do boxing for myself, but I also want to be a good father, and I want to be there to give time and not be elsewhere spending time with other people and partying and trying. Like they say, living your life or whatever, but it's not really living your life. It's just damaging,
Yeah.
So I think that wanting to be a good dad.
Yeah. You're still good there. Because always he bring for the 3 daughter.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the last one, eh?
The last one, she was at school today. She started school today. So I was with the other 2 daughters, and then our baby was with my wife's mom. So it's busy, just running around school, this, that. But I love it, It's being a father is the absolute best thing in my world.
Yeah.
Do you have any planning for the other baby or?
I'll have this ginger first.
But you're still so poor girl.
4 girls.
4 girls.
four
Hey,
girls.
man, props to you. So,
Shout
man,
out,
4
so.
girls. And the thing is, I love the fact that it showed that we watched the docu. If you fight with Chisora, and it showed your wife and your girls. And you are also you're a good dad, man. You can see you're a good dad. And I know you love your wife. I know you love your girls. And so it must be kind of a bit of like a juggling act in terms of you going overseas and training over there and then coming back.
Yeah.
So how do you and your wife manage that?
I'm blessed with 4 beautiful girls. I'm blessed with the most wonderful wife. Like she holds it down when I'm away. She's very strong. And it'll be hard for a couple to be separated and but she makes things easier, and she allows me to go out there and do my job for our family and do what I love to do. And she's 100% supportive ever since. She's she was my high school sweetheart. We started. I knew her since I was 13 years old. So now I'm 30. Whoa, it's quite a long time.
That's awesome, man.
Shout out, so. And how old are your girls? Like
The other one is 5 weeks, so just newborn.
wow.
Man.
And then
Which
3
country did you make for the last one?
Which one?
The last one,
Yeah,
younger one.
Korea.
Oh, in Korea. South Korea, eh?
5 weeks old, and then 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Very cute. Always she with him.
They
and
come
then,
into the
hello,
shop.
Bruce. High five.
That's so cool.
That's awesome motivation, eh?
Yeah. So the motivation is if I'm going to go away and spend time away from home in camp, I have to make the most of that time because it's time away from my family. Important times. I've missed 3 births.
Wow.
The first 3. I've missed the birthdays, and I've missed many important
Milestones.
occasions. Yeah, and milestones because of boxing. But my wife understands, and she's very supportive, and I'm very blessed to have her.
Wow.
Because you raised something really important in terms of like men chasing dreams, and when you're in a long-term relationship, when it's not just about you, sometimes it's hard to want to chase your dreams when the
other half,
but the other half is not coming to the party, or just like, oh, why are you going there?
Yeah, why are you going here, or you're gone for too long, or But I think it's if it comes to that point where they're not really, it's about communication and trying to make things work that make each other happy. Because you got to have a happy, everything that happens at home goes to whatever you're doing in life.
So like, just so our listeners are sort of, because they'll be listening in and they'll probably taking some notes. What are some tips for our men in terms of relationship and chasing goals? And and we got a big audience of women too. They all we got.
I think a lot of
I think we can all
really encourage.
What is it? Relationship advice? On chasing goals. I think for me, it's important to write your goals down. So you can see what you're aiming to achieve and chase it. Because any goal, it doesn't matter what your goal is. Nothing is ridiculous or nothing is not unachievable. Everything that you want to do in life is achievable. It just takes determination and hard work, and you can achieve anything in life. And then my brother wants to be a good boxer. I'm just lucky I had a good head start, and got the height, and he's got the abs, and it doesn't really matter. But he wants to be a good boxer, and he can achieve that if he puts in the hard work and he does everything right. And I'm just using that as an example. And in relationship, happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
As long as like communication. I find that when I communicate with my wife and we talk about things, we meet in the middle and we're both happy. And if you have a happy family at home and you have happy kids and a happy wife and happy husband,
Of course.
it translates into what you do in life. Whether it's making sushi or if you're angry, imagine that at home. You're having an argument and you come make sushi and you're all angry.
Of course.
The sushi's not going to be tasty because it's not made of love.
Nice. That's a good point. That's a good point, man. Also.
4 weeks ago, I'm talking to my wife is make queen and I'm king. If I'm damaged to, if you no respect for my wife, it's a damage to my kid too. It's something.
Because you shared about when you and your wife have arguments, you never argue in front of the kids.
Because they easy to learning.
The kids pick up on everything. What you say, what you do, and they remember. Very good memory.
Of course.
So do you do that as well also when you guys get heated? Make sure you go to the room.
Kids, hold on for a bit.
Play some music. But in saying that, Joseph, obviously with your family and also obviously with great advice also, but also with dreams. I think I'm not so sure, but you correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's an article and your dad kind of raised you up straight away, put the gloves on you as a youngster. But was there ever a time in your life you felt like, man, I got different goals, I got a different dream? Was it ever a time like that?
No. When I was in school, I tried many sports and I did many other things. I played rugby, volleyball, just any other sports. And I even had a scholarship to go and study construction at Unitec after school, and I got some of it paid for. But everything I did, boxing was in the back of my mind, like boxing. And then I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to stop everything else and just focus on boxing. Because he installed that love of boxing into me at a young age. From holding his hands and telling me to punch it to watching videos non-stop and then just taking me to different gyms, meeting different fighters. And then I loved it. And then for him, he wanted us to stop because when he saw me in one of the fights get hurt, blood, nose, and he's like, he doesn't want to see it. And so he's like, son, maybe you should not do boxing. I said, Dad, it's too late. I love the sport.
Man.
But when I'm fighting, in the ring, and I just look over and I see him. He's like this. He can't really watch. He can't really watch the fight.
Wow. Because I wanted to ask you that, Joseph, because sometimes people think, oh no, because my dad wants me to do this, my mom wants me to do this, and so I just have to do it. It's not even my dream. But for you, it's different. This is your passion.
This is my passion, and he tried to stop me from doing it because he doesn't want to see me get hurt.
Wow.
But I love the sport. And I said, sorry, Dad. I love the sport. This is what I want to do now for the rest of my life.
Yeah, man.
So even if your parents instill something into you in a young age, it doesn't mean you have to do it. But if you love it, go ahead and do it.
That's mean.
Awesome.
Who were some of your boxing heroes growing up?
David Tua. Oh, listen, I was starstruck when I first met him. I was like, oh man, this guy's talking to me, you know. And we've been watching all his fights. And
When did you meet him?
I met him properly at the ABA when I was 16 years old.
Oh, 16 years old.
16, I remember exactly.
You hero for the David Tour, eh?
Yeah. And then I met Shane Cameron. He did a lot. And then Marcelino Mosoy. I really love the New Zealand fighters.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're the ones who really. And then obviously Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, all those guys, Klitschko's, you know.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's awesome.
I have a big mistake. 10 years ago, I have a make for the one of the world champion role.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for the David Tour. Hey, Tour, can you doing for the photo to the
To do the
champion
champion
role? But at the time, the David Tour have a contract for the company. Oh, Bruce, I don't know. I can thinking about that. After then, I'm talk to the Shane Campbell.
Shane Cameron, yeah.
Shane Campbell say, yes, Bruce, why not? And then now,
Do you know the thing with David Tua? Because he got burnt along the way with many people,
yeah.
he doesn't really.
That is my mistake.
No, but he wouldn't really trust people, or
Yeah.
because of what he's been through, you know.
yeah, while we're talking about that also, you didn't have to like share if you don't want to, but in terms of like Kevin Barry,
Yeah.
'cause he was connected to David Tour, and there's a big story around
What happened
their
with their
relationship,
dealings.
and then
how he went
you were
along,
with
yeah.
him for 8 years. And did you ever feel pressured around what the community was saying or the others were saying, social media?
Yeah, when I signed a contract with Duco, I signed for 6-year contract, and then one of the promoters at the time was Dean Lonergan. He was connected with David Higgins, so he had a very close relationship with Kevin Barry. And my thought at the time was, I just want to go overseas and get better in boxing. And I know a lot of a lot of our people weren't happy with it because of what happened with.
Yeah.
But I was looking at more of the boxing instead of what, and maybe I should have went and talked to David Tour, and we were texting a lot and we're talking. But then I think when that happened, we sort of stopped a bit. But now we're back. He's texting. So it was just to increase. It was just to improve on the boxing side of things. But in terms of what they went through, I my heart goes out to David, and because someone that's fought on that level should be well looked after at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But I don't know any details of what happened, and I don't want to know because I don't want to be involved in that business. I want to take over my own.
That's cool.
That's good, bro.
And it sounds like you kept the relationship and the business separate.
Yeah, the training was training, and the business side was business side, and I had my own other team looking after the business side. The training, he looked after the promotional team, looked after their. So everyone has different things to look after, and I think if you keep it separate, and if you know everything that's happening in your career and in your dealings, then if anything happens, it's on you.
Wow, man, that's very wise also.
So I like to be involved in all the detail of contracts and purses and everything. So if anything goes wrong, at least you can say, "All right, I made a mistake."
Yeah.
I've learned from it.
That's awesome. I love the fact that you were saying that, hey, that you had your hands on everything else, that you kind of knew what was happening in the background, business wise, and obviously in the ring. And for such a young age, going professional also, for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna make a decision and just stick with it and go and follow through, bro. That's probably kudos to you in terms of decision making, because that's not an easy decision to make.
It's not easy. It took me a year to sign a contract with Duco Events. There was sponsoring and supplying me with training gear and paying for my training, and it took a year. Then they cut it off and they said, "We can't keep doing this with no contract." I said, "Give me the contract." I signed a contract, got lawyers to look at it.
Well,
and then the contract got flights for my parents included. My dad included to fly with me all over the world wherever I fight, and Duco being good to us, they included my mom. So my parents fly all over the world to watch me fight wherever I fight.
oh, that's amazing.
Awesome.
But it is what a big deal to sign a 6-year contract, and I'm nervous. I'm not sure what I was doing, if it's the right decision. Am I signing with the right people? Is this gonna end well? But I'm so happy I made the decision, because it's obviously it changed my life and my career, and it pushed me to where I am today.
Wow. Because how old are you?
I was 21.
Oh, same as me.
What, are you 21 now?
Inside.
When did you start? So 21, I signed to turn professional.
Oh,
Right. When did you start your business?
this one?
How old were you?
This year, I'm 54 years old, but I'm start this one is 14 years ago. Yeah, but when I was living in Korea, I was bodyguard, and then many people know to my face. I have a teppanyaki restaurant, Bruce Lee teppanyaki restaurant in Korea too.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, but
And you've
you know,
always been into food.
yeah, because of, this one is a sushi, but in Korea it's different teppanyaki, like
Yeah, teppanyaki.
yeah, something like a course
Yeah.
course menu, but at the time I didn't know how to make something. Only all my staff doing. I'm only always meet for some famous people, rich people have a drink. Yeah.
So I signed a contract at 21. What were you doing at 21 then?
I was doing at 21. I think, to be honest, Joseph, I was working at the time, and I was to be honest. That's why I got kudos to you, because you got a good head on your shoulders. To be honest, I probably was just doing. Oh, I can't remember.
Yes.
Can't remember. Maybe I was just working at the moment at that time, just working, but nothing in terms of striving to do something like in the scale of what you're doing. And so that's why I'm like, man, that's crazy that you kind of like, hey, had the courage to say, hey, take it on the scruff and just go with it. Wow.
You?
I was in my first year of marriage. My daughter would have just turned 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And I was just trying to survive.
Yeah, because at that age, it's like you're still wondering what are you going to do.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And before 21, I worked at McDonald's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, New Zealand Herald. I might have made a burger for you. Who knows?
Oh, really?
New Zealand Herald.
Yeah.
I'm loading the trucks. I worked at Team Sports, Fletcher Steel or Pacific Steel, Blue Scope now. Make cleaning. So I did a lot of jobs.
See?
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody need one step. Whatever is the walking to the Burger King, whatever one step. But now he is big champion, world champion.
Yeah.
It's me when I was to start this one. Everybody say, "Oh, Bruce, no good. That sushi, that location is no good." But I was pray for the God for the after 5 years I want to make a 10 store. But after 5 years I have an 8 store or something like that. There's everybody one step by step. He got a step by step. Now he's a world champion. Everybody can do, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, I love that. That's quite inspiring. And as a 21-year-old, you would have signed your pro contract, but before that, when did you know that boxing was gonna be the thing? Like you wanted to be a world champion?
16 years old. Yeah, I fought some guy in Rotorua, and I was 16. He was, I think, in his 20s, and I looked over at him, and he was like in shape, right? And he was bulky, and then I said to the coach, "Oh, am I fighting that guy?
Yeah.
Fighting that guy?" And the coach, "Don't worry about it. Just go in there and box and be smart." So I went in there and gave him a hiding, and I was like, "Yeah."
Oh.
To myself, 16 years old, I thought, man, I can beat people up in the ring, and guys who, so it's not about how you look. And then from 16, I started traveling the world. Australia, I went to, India, Azerbaijan, Dubai, Germany, all over, fighting and representing New Zealand, Serbia, and got 3 gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze at the major tournament.
Oh, it's cool.
awesome.
That's amazing, man.
Were there voices that affirmed your skills, and were there voices that were like, "What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of voices saying, "Oh, he's got no power and he's got no speed," and and you it's not like you're going looking for it. People do say things, and you hear it, and then obviously the voices going, "Good on you, great job. You've achieved this, but you need to work harder and you can achieve more."
yeah,
And I think the biggest voices are my parents. That'll be, I think in life our parents always support us in what we do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys have your own experience, but my parents were my biggest and best support team.
that's awesome.
It just goes to show, Joseph and Bruce, how important it is to have people who support you 100%, people who kind of give you a bit of guidance. And I think that, it's sad to say some of us growing up probably didn't get that same support.
It's hard because my parents, they worked jobs and they didn't have all the money in the world, but they paid for a lot of my flights to travel around the world to represent New Zealand with their Visa card, not knowing if I was going to be good or not,
Wow.
And loan upon loans upon loans. I'm happy I was able to pay it back and do more, but at the time, so just their belief in me and my belief in myself,
Man, that's
took me all the way to where I am.
Man, your dad, obviously your dad's instrumental in terms of your boxing career. Because his name's Dempsey, is it?
Dempsey.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure. My dad was born in Samoa. My grandma came up with the name Dempsey, named after Jack Dempsey.
Dempsey,
I'm not
yeah.
sure where she. It must have been a radio because back then there was no TV in Samoa. Maybe I don't know. Back then, 1960s,
Yeah,
there would have been TV or not. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think in Samoa. I'm not too sure in Samoa, but
She named him after Jack Dempsey, the champion.
oh, yeah, the
Like,
boxer.
Yeah,
Oh,
My dad is a boxing too. My dad is a pro boxer too.
yeah. What's his name?
My dad, Kyung-chul Lee. So when I was young, I have the bad thing, something is problem always. He punched me, I'm knocked down.
Your dad.
Yeah, because at the time, I have one brother, one sister, and me, but I'm younger one. But my dad, nobody touched my brother, my sister, only me,
So you got that.
because I was bad boy when I was young. Yeah.
And still now, yeah.
But now we are very close, very
oh,
close.
your dad? Eh?
Very close.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you guys have a planning to how long you have boxing, keep doing for the boxing after 10 years or
4 years.
4 years?
I wanted to retire
4 years mean
31. Or
31. Yeah.
I wanted to retire at 31, but COVID pushed it out for another 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we have a big planning something. The last time we talking about
yes,
this
I
something.
remember you
We
said-
have
you said,
big planning because that this guy is a talent to the boxing, but he got another talent for the dancing and the fun, singing. He got a many
Yes,
talents,
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us about that, Jason, because I saw some of your clips. You're dancing, you're lip syncing. And obviously, I've seen you play the guitar and even on the piano. So I think that's why I asked you that question. Man, was there something else you wanted to do? Because you're so multi-talented also.
Listen, barely I understand. In church, my sister learned how to play the piano at a young age. And I did lessons too, but I didn't really listen. But so she taught me how to play a few things, and then I learned the guitar, taught her.
Oh,
and then
he's
taught
learning,
John,
eh?
and then drums. John was on the drums. So I think music for us, we've got a musical family, and Samoa, I got an uncle that sings, and we love music,
Yeah, so yeah, obviously with the Parker name, obviously Dave Parker.
Dave Parker and Richard
Yeah,
Parker.
Parker,
So
yeah.
they are good names in Samoa for singing. It's a musical. Can you play any instruments?
I'm doing for triangle.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's good. That's
Get the triangle.
that everyone thinks the triangle is easy, but it's hard because of the timing,
Timing, yeah,
Oh
timing,
yeah,
timing.
and how long that's for.
And the time. Oh, you.
No.
No, because I've said, obviously we watch your fights and we support you also 100%. But I don't think no one will ever understand what you go through, what your ritual before you go into the ring, your entrance and the music goes and the lights are on. Describe for us also what is it like for you when you hear your name and you're walking into the ring? What
Yeah.
is the whole deal?
It's like before a fight, because we're human, everyone gets a little bit nervous. But if you've done the right work and you've done the mental prep and you've done the physical prep and spiritual as well, you go into a fight thinking, okay, you're not worried about the result. You're just worried about trusting the process and making sure you do things right along the way. Because when you worry about the result, it sort of takes away from what you're trying to achieve and trying to do in the ring. So when I'm walking out and when the song goes, I'm like I'm like, okay, nice, this is my time now to go out there. Because the camp for a fight is the hardest part. The fight is the reward.
Yeah.
That's like, for me, it's the reward. For me, it's time to go out there and, okay, this is my time to shine. My time to go out there and do my thing and take care of business. But when I'm walking to the ring, I feel happy and excited. Obviously, a little nervous, but more excitement. And I can't wait to get in there and show this guy what's up.
Man, that's amazing. And because you have a good chin also. I've seen some people have had you flush in the chin, but you just still stand there. Bro, is there obviously genetics?
Probably a
Was it just-
Samoan thing.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
a lot of Samoans have good chins, And I've been cheap shot a few times, and it didn't really do a lot of damage. So thank you, thanks Lord for the good chin.
Yeah, you got a good chin, and also your speed also. Obviously, you're renowned for your speed. I saw the fight with you and John Ruiz, and he's quite fast as well in terms of speed. But your speed, your hand speed is crazy.
That's where my dad comes in, because at a young age he said to me, "Son, speed is very important in
Yeah, of
boxing,"
course.
and he practiced it. He practiced it from a young age, And you know, just a little example of punching. A lot of people punch and they're very stiff from here to here. But if you want speed, you have to be all relaxed and fling it out. And then when you get to the end, you
Snap it.
snap it, you tense it. You know,
yeah.
fling and tense to the end.
Timing.
So it's all That's how you get the speed. Just flick it out as fast as you can, and then tense to the end.
Have you ever catch ball flying to?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
You eat it.
I'm the flying mosquito.
Also, you say you got like 4 more years?
Yeah, like 4 more years, max 5.
Max 5. What are your goals within you want to achieve within boxing in these 5 years?
My goal is to be 2-time world champion. I think that'll be great. But my goal is understanding more what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and enjoying the process along the way. Because a lot of people aim to do this, aim to that, but they don't enjoy it. Sometimes they don't enjoy it because they're thinking too much about what's in front. You know, I want to be present, and I want to enjoy every step of the way, and just, you know, have fun with it. Because it's not going to last long. You know. So just make the most of it, and, you know, be present and be in the moment.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's so right. I think I totally agree. Also, you're absolutely right in terms of a lot of people look at the end product. Oh, this is the finished product, but they forget to enjoy the journey.
But it's human nature. Of course, you know, everyone looks at it and go, oh, I want to be champion. I want to win this fight and do that, and that's always going to be there. But just remember to bring yourself back and just enjoy along the way everything that happens. Like this, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying sushi, the company.
Yeah.
You know, nice water.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then sushi's nice, and we're having a great chat. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Any rematches you want to?
Dylan White.
Dylan White.
Yeah, I texted him the other day. I said, hey, bro, what's up? And he goes, bro, I don't like you. What do you want?
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, I'll show you. I got a text on my phone.
Oh, really?
And I go, hey, bro, why is that? I go, hey, bro, why is that? And then I said, hey, if you're looking for a comeback fight, let me know. Because he just lost his fight.
That's good.
But, you know, it's one of those weird relationships where it goes good. Like, hey, bro, what's up? And we're all supportive. And then he's angry because I posted something about me wanting to rematch him. And then I say, hey, bro, I like your T-shirts. And then he goes, what's your address? And he sends me T-shirts. So I'm not sure.
Why is that, Joseph? Because I don't know. Maybe I know sometimes there's a bit of banter, but also there's some, I don't know, some real hostility.
I like all the fighters I've been in the ring with. I like all of them, and I talk to most of them. The only person I don't really talk to is Joshua.
Yeah.
But even Dylan White, going back and forth, we still talk, even though it's up and down. You know? But most fighters are friends, and most fighters get along.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool that outside the ring that you after the fight you guys still shake hands and still
shake hands. And even with Derek Chisora, after we had the fight, I had a burger together.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw the Facebook. Yeah. These are just a sport.
At the end of the day, it's just sports. You know? The only reason why we're in this position is because our sport is on TV and everyone watches it and is interested in it.
Of course.
That's why we're in this position. You know?
Well, we'll set the record straight because I know the last time we fought with Dylan White because it was a headbutt. It was a headbutt that kind of
first fight. First knockdown was a headbutt, and I thought, and then I remember at the time I go, damn it, he got me. I'm gonna.
Did you remember?
No, as soon as I went down, I sort of blacked out for like.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was a headbutt after the fight.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
And the second one, he got me good. Prick.
But you're still standing, and then you got him like. I tell you what, the bell saved him, man. The bell really saved him.
A lot of people said, "Oh, listen, if the bell was if he had more rounds or if it was longer, you'll beat him." But I was given 12 rounds to beat him, and he beat me that day. But I know I can beat him.
Oh yeah,
I know I can. That's why I've been calling for the rematch ever since. And if it does come, I'll do everything right and train the house out, and I'll go there and with the mindset I'm gonna smash him. But he won the first one fair and square. Well, not fair, but square.
Cool. Because we're from New Zealand, South Aucklanders, Samoa. Have you ever experienced the whole tall poppy syndrome?
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when you're doing well, everyone supports you, or most people support you. You still have the haters, but when you're not doing the best, everyone says you're not good enough, and a lot of it comes from our own people.
Yeah,
it's like when they see you do well, they want to bring you down, and I'm not sure why that's like that in New Zealand. we should be always be supporting each other and helping each other to achieve good things for our country and just for the goals that they have, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know a lot of athletes out there have experienced tall poppy syndrome.
Does that affect you as a athlete?
Yeah, it does. It does affect you in the beginning when I'm not as strong-minded.
Yeah.
And I'm trying my best and I'm improving, getting better. But then you get people who bring you down. And in the beginning, when I'm not as strong in the mind, it does make you a bit down.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've been able to use it as strength to push harder. You know.
And you got quite a big presence on social media. Are you one of those ones that read the comments and get affected?
Before I did,
Yeah.
But I've learned just what's social media. I look at it as it's not, it's not real. It's just some people post like everything's going perfect in their lives, but really in the background, things are not perfect. So I've been able to put things in place where I limit my time, post, leave it, stay off the phone. I'd rather put the phone down and spend time with the kids and do things outdoors and be more active. Because nowadays phones are taking over everyone's lives. You know. So what's the first thing you guys do when you wake up? Do you look at your phone?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I had this conversation yesterday with a mate, and he said to me, it's just affecting the way that our lives and the way that we live. And the way waking up on time or wake up time and sleep time because the light is a false light and all this stuff. So I'm going to try my best to wake up and not even touch the phone for an hour and use the sunrise and, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's me.
So good, man.
I'm going to try that. Do a challenge, eh?
Do a challenge, yeah.
I just got a bit of another kind of side note. What do you think? Obviously, we're all men on the table here, Joseph and Bruce. What are your thoughts? Because we talked about tall poppy syndrome, but what are your thoughts in terms of men in general, in terms of New Zealand? What do you think? The expectations, too much expectations, or there's too many social pressures? What are your thoughts on that, Bruce and Joseph?
Okay. What's your thoughts, Bruce? On New Zealand men?
Bruce, the men in New Zealand, Bruce, because you may have a different way in terms of career, but what do you think that the men in New Zealand, do you see the pressures or something different?
My opinion is quite, when I was come to New Zealand, the New Zealand people relax and then everything enjoy for the life and then freedom, but too much relax.
Yeah.
Too much relax. I mean, in my country, in South Korea, they have many times have a world war for the many Japanese government to come to my country, have many problem. So 1950, they have a war. The South Korea is in North Korea. After then, my country is nothing, And then now, in South Korea, it's IT, K-pop, everything is very, very, very good. You've been to Korea?
Don't know.
Yeah. It's big city, big different. You know why? They are more hard work, more hard time.
Vision and going out there and doing things.
Because they have a goal.
What about
something
New Zealand or what? Too relaxed? Or just too... What?
I think New Zealand just my opinion. Too much support for the government. This mean some
Too much support from the government.
Yeah, this mean
reliant on the
some
government.
people they have no job. They need to looking for the new job, right? But government to pay to the every week to pay for something. They are relaxed. No working, the food coming. So no looking for the job. If you is a future planning have something, I need to study. I need more hour working. I'm looking at the family doing like that. So the 4 weeks ago I'm talking about something to do. Is they need something to do, invest something a day, $1, $2, $5, whatever is saving money, and then thinking about the future planning. But just my opinion.
That makes sense.
Cool. That's cool, Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah, but some of my regular customer is they come to my store at lunchtime, and it just looks like they just wake up. It's 12 o'clock. Just wake up.
Or maybe they not to wake up, but they're on something else.
So, everybody needs is planning to the little bit more learning, more hard time to the study and more focus something. Make planning. Every 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, have a planning. See, Parker say after 4 years he's planning for the retirement. He's focus like a family and enjoy for the life or something. You know why? He already have a support for the. He work very hard. In the many game he's a support for the life and the money, everything. Support.
Wow.
But many people no support for the the background.
So, like, what's that saying where it says tough times make tough men, and then easy times make men that are not as tough?
Yeah.
So something like that.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What I'm talking about. That one.
Yeah.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you think of people in New Zealand, the men?
Oh man, I totally I can understand what you're saying, because I remember we asked you that. No, I don't know if we asked you that question, the same question, Bruce. But I know you're quite diplomatic the other time. You're kind of tactful, like, you're saying more relaxed. And I agree to a point where I think a lot of us as men, we can get to a place where we're content. We're too content. We relaxed,
yeah.
And like you're saying, we reached this goal, I accomplished it. Then we tend to rest on our laurels. Yeah, I did it, I made it. But there's other goals, and I love what you said. You know, there's always constant planning, constant planning, constant progress.
Yep.
Or striving to be better.
Strive to be better.
Or to do better.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
You know, in Japan, long time ago, they better than America. The yen is valuation, the dollar and the yen is valuation higher than dollar. But there are some people the father doing like that, is the son like that. And the next generation is the same like that. And then now it's a problem in the Japan, in the government, you know. The economy very low and valuation is low.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my opinion, if you the Parker is my dad. Okay, Parker is a big champion, world champion. I want to is a world champion too. It's like something goal and then something dream, make a big dream. Like my dream, $100 dream. If you money, if you my dream $100, but whatever I can focus like $100, no only money, but $100. When you finish, I'm close for the $70. It means if you nothing planning to see the plan, my money only $10, $20 is finished. But whatever I close for my goal.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it's about setting goals, back to goals, and and striving to be better.
Yeah. So 4 weeks ago, I'm saying when I was start, I was dream only 4 hours a day, but now change up to 5 or 6 hours. This means I have a more dream. I have many big dream with the Parker. I have a many dream for the other one too. Yeah. So this means every year, every 6 months, I have something, new planning, something to do, something. But after then, now I'm talking to my 2 daughters, last week. They have a many dream, or similar to me. And then I was good teaching to them. It means I'm very happy for them because my daughter following me and they have a dream to do something to do. So something kid is thinking is a more dream. We can support for the kid. How to make a big dream? Yeah. If you drinking too much, relax and the big eating
and
everything
the kids,
like
and
that.
the kids see it.
Yeah, same thing.
Then they do the same.
After 10, 20 years, my body like that, my kid same thing, and another generation is the same thing.
Because of seeing the same cycles, right?
Yeah.
Cycles.
So
That's good.
I think like more little bit. Everybody little bit more wake up.
Yeah, on the go. Yeah. That's cool, man. And you, Joseph, what are your thoughts?
That's our opinion. Because he said I'm his dad and he's my son. So thanks, son.
Well said. And Charles, what are your thoughts, Charles? Just in terms of
I sort of like what Bruce was saying in terms of sort of become dependent on the government, and so we just like don't wanna set goals. And then you also said before, like we're so we're so confined by the 9 to 5. We're content with that. We just do a 9 to 5. That's it. And whereas like everything's going up, and we don't want to have that drive to work beyond that. And like this,
it's about content. Just being content. and then just being happy with what you have, and not just back to striving and looking for something else out there that's better and bigger. And I don't know, just
It's cool.
So I'm always teaching for my daughter to talking about the fishing. If you need something goal, you need how to fish.
I love fishing.
And then
it's my favorite thing.
how's the bait we using for bait. It's a business, the same thing. If I'm looking for the new customer something, but I have no advertisement, nothing, no service, no hygiene, something, no customer come back. When you fishing, we bring the burley. There's
Burley,
more
yeah.
fish
Burley,
come.
yeah, burley.
That is my focus. I have a more advertisement, a more good service, something like that. They customer come.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good
That's a good
comparison.
analogy.
Yeah. So I'm always teaching for my daughter to how to catch fish. I'm not given to the fish. How to catch.
Fishing rod and the hook
that's
and the
focus.
bait.
Always like that.
That's good.
That's awesome. We gotta having the right resources, the right equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And like, obviously, we're not negating people or men who've gone through trauma and all that
Oh, no,
stuff.
no,
and,
listen,
and
this is just-
yeah. But in terms of, like you're saying, because you guys are, you two are proof in the pudding that success takes a lot of hard work. I think people forget, hey, it takes a lot of hard work, but also it takes you as an individual to get up and say, hey, I'm going to chase my dreams and actually writing down those goals, like you're saying, Joseph.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men can, and myself can relate to that, and just in terms of trying to push yourself and being intentional with the goals.
Intent.
Do you ever? Because do you ever like review your goals? Like realize, oh shucks, this goal's not happening, or like every 6 months you're writing something down, or
No, I should.
oh yeah,
I should review, because then it gives you an indication of where you're at.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Actually, this is a good one.
Cool. Yeah, because Bruce, when he was big on goals, even now he's talking about it, like having that goal in front of you. And a lot of our men, they really do that. I only started writing goals last year, and we were all sharing it and trying to encourage one another. And so it's like also for our men, just having that circle of friends that help push one another.
Push you
too,
through, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that. I love that, brothers, and having that talanoa and conversation around obviously goals and men and some of the social pressures. But what do you think are some of the social pressures as to why we as men can't push through sometimes? What do you think?
Not enough ginger. Oh, sorry.
As a but yeah, what do you think of, Jesus? What do you think of some of the pressures or expectations that kind of weigh us as men down? And like,
Because you're trying to achieve something, but then you just have all these opinions and people looking at you, and the more you try and do something, the more people are going to hate on you.
Yeah.
Mostly in New Zealand. So sometimes people try and avoid doing stuff because they don't want to be hated on, or they want to be people negative comments, and so I think that's what holds a lot of people down.
wow.
And it's good because used to you've been in other countries, so you are able to compare. What's it like having your time overseas and seeing the different type of
Listen, New Zealand has close to 5 million people, or is it 5 million?
Yeah.
And in England, or there's how many, 60 million or whatever it is, and
Wow.
the whole of the UK, United Kingdom, close to 70 million. I get a lot of love in England everywhere I go.
Wow.
Everywhere. So I went to London, a lot of supporters. I went to Manchester, up in Morecambe, went on family trip after my fight, 3 or 4 days in like this thing called Centre Park, where you can go do activities and stay in cabins and that. And I got a lot of support in there too, just random people all around England. So I find that there's a lot of support, even though I'm from New Zealand and I'm Samoan New Zealander, but in England it's like they've taken me in and treated me like one of their own fighters.
Wow.
I find it quite crazy, but it's quite cool, being supported on another side of the world.
That's cool. That's sort of because that's quite similar to Izzy, like in terms of the New Zealand support and what he's like overseas. He's getting all this love overseas, but
he's getting all this love in America. He gets all this love in England everywhere he goes, and comes to New Zealand. He's not really. I think some athletes are not really just
Yeah.
appreciated
Yeah.
in New Zealand. I've been appreciated. I got a lot of support here,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, as you mentioned it, he'll be a good person to have on here.
Yeah, that would be cool. We have
Could be
Kizzy,
cool.
yeah. Wow. Oh, how about obviously you were in the UK, but when you were with Kevin Barry in the camp there in the States, what was the kind of like your first impression in terms of
Vegas. Oh, what the heck? I'm in Vegas, South Auckland to Vegas.
Yeah, gee.
I was driving from the airport to his house. I saw all the bright lights. I was like, what, bro? I am. And it took me 10 trips to finally calm down, back and forth.
Wow.
Like maybe on my 10th one, I was like, okay, this is Vegas. It's all right now. But like the ones leading from 1 to 10, I was like, I just kept looking, just bloody hell. All the lights, this is where all the big fights happen. This is where, people come to party. This is where people come, big stars. And
Yeah.
Because you're a kid from South Auckland,
yeah.
and we got so many talent and untapped potential in South Auckland, and you're someone that strived and gone out of South Auckland, only people that understand, if you're from South Auckland, how proud you are to carry that. What does South Auckland mean to you, and what are some encouragements for our young people?
Oh, listen, encouragement is what I've mentioned before. Anything you want to achieve in life is achievable. It all comes down to you. And if you want it that bad and believe it, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
And then for me, being from South Auckland, when they mention it in the ring, it gives me, I'm real proud and real happy that they mention it, fighting out of South Auckland, New Zealand, from Samoa, saying that, I'm just like, oh, okay, just it gives you another boost.
Yeah.
The boost of fighting for myself, for my family, then the boost of fighting for where you're from, countries, South Auckland.
Solid shadows. Because, guys like us, man, we're so proud every time we hear fighting out of South Auckland, New Zealand, Samoa, man, that's us. You represent us. So, shout also.
Yeah, also, man, that was crazy. Because I watched your fight live with Derek Chisora, bro, and I was like, man, my wife can attest to this, and my son, like, I was like, chow.
Yeah.
And seeing you with the
and you know what? I
flag,
can hear you. When
I'm like, such. And then when you see you walking out with the flags, and you see the Samoan flag and obviously the New Zealand flag, it is. You bring a lot of pride and you bring a lot of hope for our people. So, and Bruce, what you do for our people, for people from different walks, and for the people of Korea, you bring a lot of pride, a lot of pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, bro, we can't. I guess we can't really thank you enough for your service, for not only for the boxing.
I still got a lot to give, 4 or 5 years, and with this new team, it's not saying that the old team was wrong, or it's just a different way of training, a different way of doing things. I believe full with my heart that I can be champion of the world again if I do things the right way.
Of course, why not? Of course, why not? Yeah.
So,
And I believe it fully.
That's
And
me.
like for people out there, if you believe it fully, you can achieve it. It comes down to you. It really does come down to you as a person, and what you have inside that you can, elevate yourself to the next level.
wow.
You bring for the ginger tonight.
But Joseph, have there been other fighters, like when you were growing up or you're training together? Were there other fighters who were probably on the same kind of like level in terms of you and the caliber, but you just felt like they just kind of fell through the wayside, wasn't there?
Yeah. There's one fighter I used to train with Kevin was Izu Ugono from Poland, and he fought here a few times, and then I think he took a bit of advice to fight this guy at this time, but he was told from his coach not to fight this guy. He went into the fight and he fought hard and knocked the guy down. Then the guy knocked him down. Then he ended up losing the fight. And then from there, I think that was his last boxing fight.
Wow.
But he had so much talent.
He was a mean fighter.
He was a mean fighter, always in great shape.
Yeah.
And I just think from there, it just broke him. So and he's one of the fighters that I train alongside, so I know that he was, and I sparred him.
Wow.
But just when you have, mentally, when something affects you like that, you can't. It's hard to come back.
Yeah.
But it's all him. He could have. I'm not sure how hard it was for him because I haven't been in that situation. But he could have. I don't know. He could have done, counseling, or could have talked to someone, or I don't know what he could have done to try and come back. But then he went and did MMA and kickboxing, and I think he's doing MMA now. But he was a talented fighter, and that would be the perfect example of someone who was, I thought was on the same level, but just sort of straight away.
Wow.
So mental game is quite a big part of anything, eh? Not only boxing.
in the camp, not listen, boxing and business, mental side of things, because you have to deal with so many things. For boxing, example, in the training camp is 80% physical and 20% mental, and then on fight day and fight night, it's 80% mental and 20% physical. So it's a big shift.
It's big different.
Wow.
The sushi 80% physical.
Oh, man. But I can imagine, Joseph, when you're walking in the ring, it is, if you're not switched on, you can. It's really easy to lose the fight even before
Honestly,
you get into
if
the
you're
ring.
not switched on, if your mind is wandering elsewhere, and if you're worried about how you look, and you're worried about people, and you're worried about, am I going to do this right? When you have all these things, they're all distractions and what you're trying to achieve. What you want to do is go out there and practice everything, put on display what you've been practicing and do it right. And that's it. When you get that right, that will take care of itself, the result.
Were there sometimes in the ring when you kind of felt like you were getting frustrated that everything you trained for just didn't pan out? Was there?
Yeah,
were there times?
a lot of times.
Wow.
Many fights where I was in a situation where I'm trying this, trying that, and it's not working, and get frustrated. But a good fighter will go in there and do this, and have one plan. But a great fighter will go in there and have 2 or 3 or 4 plans in place. If that's not working, this one. If that's not working, this one. So I'm trying to be that fighter
Yeah, that's good, man.
with different plans in place.
Wow.
That's cool. And you don't have to share, but like in terms of after boxing, what are some stuff you're looking forward to?
I want to train. I didn't want to be a trainer, but from all the knowledge that I've been given recently with this new team, I feel like I want to pass it on to anyone who wants to achieve something good in boxing. And I want to help talent on this side of the world, not just boxing, other sports, musicians, anyone who, I have a few contacts now overseas who, if I put them in the right, sort of guide to a career or whatever, I can help. Like I said, there's a lot of talent here, but the pathway to get to the top is not really, there's no real pathway for me, there was no pathway. It was just like guess and sort of, and luck, and meeting the right people. But now that I've been through it, I want to help guide.
That's awesome.
And give advice.
That's cool.
Because
That's giving back, I think.
That's cool.
It just seems that our rugby players are getting pushed, and there's a good pathway for them. Eh?
Rugby players are getting pushed, netball players, and it's great. They're great teams, and they've achieved a lot. But I think we should help the other sports as well, and not only sports, but other, just talent. Talent that we have, because we have a lot.
That's cool.
That's so awesome.
My focus now, some people want to start business something, but they have no experience.
Yeah.
I have many experience too, and the bad thing or good thing, whatever like that. So now many the Korean society, some Asian people, some other people asking me how to start business. I can help. Something like that. I have already have experience. This mean, but Parker have already many experience. So this means we are helping each other. And then New Zealand, after 10, 20 years, big change.
Yeah.
So we need to helping each other. That is the focus.
Yeah.
So good.
That's awesome. I'm going to come see you with my business idea.
Yeah.
Ginger, you want to selling ginger? so this means
The ginger ninja.
if you today I make $10, but tomorrow I can teaching for the other people $10, and then he helping for me. And then I can make $20 a day. I can helping for him. He make $20 a day. Is that mean we helping together? Is that mean?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's
That's
big
so
different,
cool, Bruce.
Yeah.
So cool. Because I think in the past, just in terms of some experience as well, but there has been some guys, we always talk about, hey, let's collaborate, let's do something together and all that kind of stuff. I think people kind of get burnt, and then can be quite territorial.
And then and then you just sort of fade away and become an
yeah.
individual because
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I love what you're saying, Bruce, that you want to be a mentor in terms of mentoring business people and growing them. And then you as well, Joseph, saying, hey, I want to get back to the community and train some other up and coming.
I didn't want to do it before, but now I have this drive of wanting to.
So cool, man. Nothing to do with music, no music or anything in the pipelines or
Triangle. Music now.
Oh, he was manipulating for the music. Did you see that? So on Facebook? So a long time ago, he has manipulating to he's singing.
Oh
dancing,
yeah,
or
I've seen him
something like that.
dancing. Yeah, or even acting. You're just thinking anything.
Yeah,
I got a little. Actually, I got a little gig in England. Like it's not like a big movie or anything, but it's a small short film they're gonna go in July, end of July, and
Oh, it's cool.
Oh,
see, you never know what can happen, eh? Never know what can happen. Opportunities, you know, opportunities.
of course.
That's me.
Try it out.
Yeah, and I love it because you guys have chased your goals and chased your dreams, and then because you've chased because you've chased your goals and your dreams, other opportunities, other doors.
A
open
lot
up,
more
of course.
opportunities come.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
When you chase your goal and dream, many opportunities come your way.
Of course.
Yeah. That's what a cool conversation, brothers. And I love what you said, Bruce, because I remember you said last time, you stick around with positive people, things will happen. It's just the law of attraction. Eh?
Surrounding yourself.
Surround yourself. Yeah, and I love what you've done, and just you, because we didn't even know each other. You come, and man, I just felt like, man, this guy is full of life, full of excitement, and so man, that was so awesome, Bruce. Yeah, and so also. I know we're pushed for time as well. I know we're conscious of your time, Bruce and Joseph. And so, brothers, before we... Oh, you want to say any last words?
Oh yeah, I just got some questions from our audience. Got emailed in. Just 2 questions. But like, what is a recipe or advice for success at the world level?
At the world level.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Dub. Advice for...
Yeah, of succeeding or achieving your goals at a world level.
At the world level. When you get to the top, it's harder at the top. You know, the drive to get to the top is like what I done. You know, get to the top, and I was so focused on it, and I achieved it. Then staying at the top is a hard thing.
Yeah.
But when you're at the top, you have to do. You know, it's not. You don't have to change what you're doing. You just have to do it better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Yeah.
Because the formula to get there, you shouldn't change it. A lot of fighters, when they get to the top, all of a sudden they train way too hard, and they come to the fight, they have no energy.
Yeah.
But when you're at the top, you just do the same thing, but you just do it a lot. You do it a bit better, and you add a few things here and there that they say they adds percentages to what you're doing already.
Wow.
And some of the obviously with the Fury camp, and you would have learned heaps from
a lot.
Tyson. What are some of the best advice you've got from
Tyson been very generous to me, you know. I went to leave Kevin Barry, but before I did, I called him. I said, Tyson, I'm getting ready to leave Kevin. Who should I train with? And he goes, I got the best trainer for you. And he said, there's 3 trainers that I've trained with in my life, and I think are the best trainers. Emmanuel Stewart, Sugar Hill, who he trains with now, and Andy Lee. So he put me in touch with Andy Lee, and that's how that camp started. And then when I went to England for camp, he gave me his house to stay in, so I could stay in his house and stay and use this house for my camp. He gave me a strength coach, his nutritionist, his strength, his massage therapist. He gave me everyone in this camp. He just said, "Here's everyone. Here's everything. Be the best that you can be."
Wow, that's awesome, me.
So he's, I've done a lot for people here in New Zealand, family and friends, but it just felt weird that someone else was doing it to me, and I was like, I'm so grateful, grateful to have this person in my life who just wants to. I said to him, "Why do you do all this good stuff?" He said, "Because there's a lot of sharks out there, and I know how hard it is to make things happen, and when you're going to different countries, and so I just want to help you out."
Wow. And do you think that's contributed for your motivation to pay it forward?
Yeah. So, listen, I went to the fight not long ago in Australia, Cambosis versus Haney. I'm not sure. It was a big boxing fight. And because of what he done and because of what David Higgins done for me in the past and flying me around, and I was able to fly someone else to Australia to experience the whole event and lead up to the fight. And I felt good because, if someone does something good for you, just do something good for someone else.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You pay it forward, eh?
Pay it forward, yeah.
That's awesome.
You're grateful. Wow.
And last question for both of you. Because you guys are awesome at what you guys do. What sets you apart from everyone else?
Oh, that's a good one.
What sets you apart with your sushi?
Why is it so successful, Bruce?
Do you remember last time I talked to the very simple, the sushi, good service and good ingredient,
Ingredients,
and then hygiene. And then when you customer coming, I'm smiling.
Yeah.
I remember to him. I remember to the name. Something like, but if you want a successful, like you do, like for example, the Packers, if he is a boxing champion, one day I want a champion is a game can do. He doing for the something every day, something hard training every day for the control for the mind every day, something that focus like protein, how to make body, something like that. Business is the same thing. When I was start my business, I was a day worst one, $120 a day selling sushi. When I was start.
Wow.
But now I don't care. It's okay. I can do that. And then after then, when you people lunchtime, I'm bring for the sample for 100, 200, and they bring to the company and give it to them. Can you give me help? And something like that. When you go, I'm doing like one by one. After 14 years, I was make like that too, step by step. Wow. So if someone have something to do, today start. Right now start. And better than tomorrow. After then, better than tomorrow. You know?
Don't give up.
Better than yesterday or something like that.
Step.
That's my focus. Just simple. More focus, wake up, more hard work, more learning. You know, if you someone 10 hours sleep, cut 2 hours, cut 3 hours, 7 hours sleep, and then more focus like something like this. Focus like successful. You know.
What sets me apart is I want it. I want it that bad. I want to be the best, and I want to be remembered as a fighter who fights everyone. And that's what sets me apart. Is I want it more than someone else, and I want it more than all the people around me.
It's cool.
Wow, love that. Also.
And that's
So
why.
one day he's the president in someone.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, yeah.
Prime Minister.
Wow.
Yeah, see?
Man, that's powerful. Bruce and Joseph.
Yeah.
Just man, thank you so much for your time. Also, I know you're busy, man. I know you're busy as well, Bruce. You got and I know you got a tight schedule, but also thank you so much, brothers, for enlightening us, but also the nuggets and sharing your story, sharing parts of your story and your journey thus far. We just can't sing your praises, and so thank you so much, Usos.
Thanks for having us on, man. That was a great chat. Yeah.
No, Charles, you wanna?
Again, thank you, Bruce, for coming back and being part of the Mandate team, and being a man of your word. Because when we had asked him, who do you think will be good on here, and he said Joseph Parker, and straight away goes, oh, he's a good man, and he'll bring him on. And
He texted me, and then we locked it in. I said,
Wow, that's so cool.
and so want to thank you for that, and also just thank you also, like, you look at The Rock as starstruck. Me personally, same thing also, but also like I know you're more than a boxer. Like you're one of us, and so when you're winning, we're all winning, and we take pride in that. And so we just want to honor you for just the work that you do, the goals that you're achieving. You're pushing the envelope, challenging the status quo. You're inspiring our South Aucklanders, our young people, to really that we can do it as well.
we can all do it, yeah.
We can all do it. And so thank you for tonight. Thank you for the gold nuggets.
Charles, thank
And
you,
just
bro.
appreciate you also. Bless
Thanks,
you, brother.
also.
All
Thank
the
you,
best
bro.
for you. We're going to keep you in prayer.
Thank you, bro.
For the next 4 years. And
4 years. 5 years. 2 times.
So thank you also.
Hey, also, is there anyone that do you think that would be ideal to come on the podcast, Joseph? And
Listen,
Bruce?
my next door neighbor would be good. Roger
Roger Tui, what's the shake?
Tuivasa, yeah.
Who is Roger?
RTS.
RTS. I think he'll be good. You know, he's been through quite a bit with his career. You know, Australia and teams there, Warriors, and now Blues, All Blacks. And I think he can share a lot of positive, just feedback on his life and what he's achieved.
Awesome, man. RTS.
Bruce.
Bruce, who do you think be good to come on the podcast?
My dad.
I'm already here.
My opinion is Ruben Wiki. Yes.
Ruben Wiki.
Yes.
Good guy. Good guy.
Oh, awesome. Hey, but
he was a hard work too. Hard work.
Yeah. Amazing, man. But awesome. Thank you once again. Joseph, every guest that comes on, we always give them a sketch.
Yeah.
Always do a bit of a caricature of them. And so also on behalf of the Mandate team, this is for you also.
Oh,
man, who drew this?
Man.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, no, man. Also, that's for you.
Oh, younger than
you
you guys. More than 10, 12
You like
years,
that?
6
Yeah,
months
yeah,
younger.
yeah.
That's all yours.
So yeah, man. Yeah, so artists and
Wow.
yeah, man. But hey, thank you so much, Bruce. We didn't forget about you, brother.
Okay.
Bruce, hey, since since it's your second time, you are an honorary mandate guest, and I know we talked about some of the drinks, and so this is for you, on behalf of the mandate team.
Oh, really?
This is
Oh,
it's a real Scotch whiskey for you, brother.
Oh, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, Bruce. Thank you so much, brothers. Any last words of encouragement for the men out there, or people out there?
Go out there and do it.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Awesome, Bruce. Any last words you want to share?
Ginger.
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 Everybody is more. If you need a strong energy, something you can thinking about that. What need? So like for example, family or kid, whatever is love each other. Is you need to make more energy and more focus for the jumping for the outside.
Yeah,
Love this.
Awesome. So like and subscribe, and also comment. Please look forward to your well thought out comments. And as usual, Charles, what's our mantra?
Refine.
Unlock.
Take charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Rush Hour 4.
Ni hao.
Mandate.